Hello, I'm Jacque Halbronn. I would like to speak to you on astrology, on French astrology, on French research, and what I have to tell you tonight, 25th of July, is very important, but I would think it would be difficult to accept for some reasons. But let's try. I would call it the great inversion. Inversion meaning things going upside down, if you want. There are certain points which lead us to believe that the whole astrological system has been reversed at a certain moment of its genesis, its development. I will point a certain number of cases which go in the same direction. For instance, you know about the debate about the beginning of the year, the beginning of the day. When does the year begin? Does it begin in spring? Does it begin in summer? In winter? In autumn? When does it begin? When does the day begin? Does it begin in the morning or in the evening? Sunrise or sunset? And those questions, in fact, are connected with what happened with astrology. Because astrology also presents this sort of question. Where is the beginning of the zodiac? Where is the beginning of the cycle? Where are the rulerships, the signs of the lights of sun and moon? If you take the tetramorph, the four animals, eagle, bull, man, and lion, to which seasons do they correspond? All these points will be debated now in short words, in brief words. I believe that what is important is not the rising sign, it is the opposite, it is descendant. It is the rising sign would mean that the day begins when the sun rises. And if you believe that the day begins when the sun sets, then it's the ascendant. It is a descendant. It's quite interesting to believe that the chart has the first house starting from the descendant and not from the ascendant. Because in that case you have the six first houses under the horizon, starting from the right side, the descendant, and the six other houses above the horizon, which are the last houses. And at least it follows the movement of the planets, which is not the case of the actual distribution of the houses. About houses, I have to add immediately that there are 2 points. First of all, how many houses do we have? I believe that the ideal number is 8 and not 12. And I believe that it is parents, brothers and sisters, marriage, and children are the four houses which are under the horizon, beneath the horizon, and the four houses who are above the horizon, from left to right and not from right to left, are richness, honors, success, and illnesses, and death. So this is the whole system. And this order and this number is much more satisfactory than the traditional order. And when I say traditional order, it's a matter of saying things because it's not a real tradition. It's a tradition which has been totally corrupted. So that's one point. The second point is, I believe that the eagle, the bird in general, the swallow, in French we say, one swallow doesn't announce the spring. It connects the bird and the spring. And the tradition wants to connect the eagle of the Ezekiel tetramorph, which you find also with the four evangelists, etc., or the Sphinx, of course, in certain traditions. They connect, astrologers tend to connect the eagle with Scorpio. The Scorpio is a sign of autumn. And I believe that the eagle is a bird who is connected with spring. So these are once more a reverse situation. But I also say that the beginning of the cycle is the night, not day, and moon is connected with the night, and sun with the day. But on the other hand, I want to classify planets in two groups: the quick planets, the rapid stars, and the slow stars. The rapid stars are Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus. And the slow stars are Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, without concerning planets beyond Saturn. Although I intended sometimes to include Uranus, which was visible at sight without a telescope. Even if it has been discovered with a telescope, it was not a necessity, absolutely. So I cannot accept the idea to put Sun and Moon connected with these Aries and Taurus, which are spring signs, and Sun and Moon connected with Cancer and Leo, which are summer signs, when I say that the lights, Sun and Moon, belong to the youth, and the youth is connected with the beginning of things and with night. So that's why I reverse the zodiac, and I think that Sun and Moon should be connected with the equinox of autumn and the solstice of winter. And I repeat that among the Jews today, the beginning of the year is connected with the beginning of autumn. And that also we tend to start our year in most countries today in January, which is corresponds to the solstice of winter. So there is here a big deal of problems. It's true also for the day. For the Jews, the day begins at night. It's the eve of the day. But other people think, and some who do not put it at the sunset, they put it at midnight, which is in correspondence with winter. So you see, there is a big deal of discussion, and that's why I think it has been reversed at a certain point, and even the direction of the houses is has to be reversed. Yes, so this is a point. I would like to end my lecture on certain points which I might have already commented, but I'm not sure, and it's never a bad thing to repeat because it's never repeated in the same way. I'm interested by the quincunx and the semisextile. I do not understand why the quincunx is so badly treated that it is totally forgotten by Ptolemy, doesn't mention it, and he mentions the opposition. Actually, if the opposition is a bad aspect, which I might understand, it would mean that the bad aspect is made of two signs of the same sex, and the good aspect is made of two signs of different sex, which is not false, as a matter of fact. So in that case, square should be a good aspect because it's made of men and women, and male and female. And I always believed that square was a very important aspect because it divides in four, and four is the ideal division of the zodiac and of the cycle in general. And I believe that the trine and the sextile, which unite, which connect two signs of the same nature, are bad aspects. So here also you have a sort of upside down process. Anything like that. So, about the quincunx and the semisextile, they are good aspects if you believe that two aspects which unite signs of different sex are good. And conjunction and opposition would be bad aspects because they unite and connect two signs which are similar in their sex, in their gender. You see. What is strange, and I've just read recently the French translation of the refutation of astrology by Avicenna's Persian philosopher of the 11th century. And he's attacking astrology in terms which are very modern, in fact, and which belong to what we believe today, is that astrology cannot work with systems which are not properly built, properly structured. And Ptolemy himself, in his Tetrabiblos, was saying that there's a sort of logic between the different problems that we have to study one after the other, and he would say that we are only to study the question of children after we've studied the question of the marriage. And Avicenna also says that it's not normal to study the children in house fifths, while the parents and the couple will be only studied in house seventh. So he was suggesting changes in the historical tradition more than refusing astrology itself. He wants astrology to be clean, to be reformed. That's what I believe. But modern commentators haven't understood this critical approach, which finally is the approach of many astrologers in France, from Neroman to including this Italian woman, Lisa Morgulgo, including Carteret and myself. We believe that astrological knowledge has to be reformed and restructured. And that if a system is not formally satisfactory, there is no reason to apply it, no reason at all. It's a necessary condition that a system should be, at least, even if it doesn't work, but at least it has to be satisfactory from the point of view of its construction. When I say construction, it's a way of speaking, because I believe that initially it was perfectly constructed, but this construction has been corrupted throughout the ages. And the idea of a tradition which is not transmitting the proper knowledge is an idea which has to be accepted. That's what I wanted to tell you tonight.